What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. My name is Dallin Anderson. Today we are going to be talking about Theta coin. Before we get started though, please do me a favor and join the Discord link in the description box below and join the community of over 1,000 other traders and get started investing and trading with the community today. So without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. So Theta coin, we're going to look at Theta on the monthly candlesticks here first and foremost. And the very first thing I do want to talk about is increasing price and increasing volume. So down here, if we just go ahead and draw a little line here on the bottom here so you can see the volume that I'm talking about. You can see down here we do have increasing volume and increasing price, which is bullish. That's a sign of buyer momentum. It's a sign of strength. If you have increasing price and decreasing volume, it's probably a sign that that increasing price is not valid. In other words, you want to see price increase with volume to confirm that it's real, that there's substance behind it, that that volume and price increase is going to continue. So it's bullish when you have increasing price and volume. That is a very, very, very good sign here on Theta for a lot of different reasons, but one of the main reasons is because of the market cycle. So if you're going from an old market cycle into a new cycle, you do absolutely want to see increasing price and increasing volume at the beginning of that new cycle to confirm that that new cycle is real, it's legitimate. There's substance behind it, right? Now, we can also draw our Elliott wave count very easily here on Theta coin. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, and our fifth wave right here. We can drop or change the color of it to white so it's easier to see on the chart. Then we'll drop the ABC correction onto the chart here as well. And you guys can see that the ABC correction after the fifth wave up led to the beginning of the new market cycle. So 5 waves up, ABC correction down. After that ABC correction ended, we lead into the new market cycle. We're leading into a new cycle, right? You can't start a new cycle until the old one's complete. So after that extended fifth wave, after 5 waves up, we got our ABC correction, the market cycle's complete, and we're starting that new cycle. That new cycle to see increasing price and increasing volume coinciding together is a really good sign. Now we can take the market cycle chart and you'll see that Theta coin is, well, it's a perfect spitting image of the human emotion that occurs inside of every single market cycle in human history. And we can demonstrate this by dropping the chart onto our screen here. And you can see that, let's just go ahead and remove our Elliott wave so it's easy to see the cycle. You can see the market cycle is a spitting image of the Wall Street cheat sheet, right? And as we have tested this depression area, which coincides with this area right here on the market cycle chart, as we've tested that area of depression, now we're headed into that disbelief phase. So most of the market is going to be skeptical. Most of the market's going to be in a state of disbelief, right? And yet, that state of disbelief is actually a really good opportunity for people that want to earn money investing in the crypto markets, because you can't buy when it's overvalued. But when it's in depression, when it's in anger, when it's in disbelief, you can absolutely pick it up for dirt cheap and earn a lot of money as the cycle continues to progress. So we do see a lot of opportunity here in Theta coin. It's worth $2.92 right now. And as we're beginning this new cycle, a lot of people are going to miss out. A lot of people are going to look at other things. They're going to be excited about other things, or they're going to be too fearful, and therefore they're going to miss this opportunity on Theta coin, which is no surprise. It is the disbelief phase of the cycle. So 90% of the market is going to do the wrong thing. 90% of the market is going to they're going to be too bearish still. They're going to be too skeptical still. They're going to miss out on the opportunity that's right here, right in front of their face, purely because of the fact that the human emotion of the cycle is the disbelief phase. Right? So that disbelief phase means that the majority of people are in disbelief. That's why it's called disbelief. It doesn't really get any simpler than that, you know? So, because 90% of the market of people are disbelieving that it's going to do a new cycle, but that 10% of people that actually move the market, that 10% of people that actually matter, they're bullish, right? They've been buying and accumulating and buying the dip the whole way down, adding more and more as it gets lower. That 10% of investors, those guys are bullish, right? It's only that 90% of people, that 90% of people that don't successfully trade these markets, those guys are bearish, right? That 90%. But, you know, the crowd is rarely correct, especially in investing. It works a little bit better with philosophical ideas, but even still, you'll find that the crowd is often incorrect. So a lot of times the really smart people are doing what is completely opposed to the crowd. They're doing completely opposite of what the rest of the world is doing. So, what is the rest of the world doing right now? Well, 90%, probably about 90% of investors are going to be in disbelief, right? They're going to be bearish. They're going to be skeptical. And they're going to be that way until it's too late, until they can't be bearish or skeptical anymore because they're in a raging bull market, and to be bearish or skeptical would make them look really dumb, right? So, because of the fact that most people make the wrong choice when it comes to investing, the market cycle helps us as investors become that 10%, right? That very small percentage of investors that are doing the right thing at the right time. Through the use of this market cycle, we can identify that we're in disbelief, which is, by the way, still very close to the point of maximum financial opportunity, right? So we're in disbelief, but the opportunity is extremely high. So through the use of the market cycle, you can see that, yeah, even though 90% of people might be bearish, even though 90% of people might be in disbelief, on the cycle, we can be that 10% of people that understand where we are at in that cycle and how to position ourselves. We can be that 10% that realizes that the 90% are wrong through the application of the market cycle. But until you understand the cycle, you're going to see a coin that's down like this, that's down from its peak, and you're probably going to be that 90%, right? You're going to be that person that thinks the market is bearish, that thinks that we're going to go lower because you've subjected yourself to the cycle because you don't have knowledge or awareness of the cycle. It's kind of like, a great example of this would be if you don't understand something is bad for you, you still suffer the consequences of it, right? So let's say you drink 500 milligrams of caffeine 3 times per day, right? Right? But you don't know it's bad for you. You don't have a knowledge of this, okay? But you still feel like you never have enough energy. All right? So you're drinking 500 milligrams of caffeine. This is an extreme example. 3 times per day, but you still feel like you don't have enough energy. Well, what you don't understand is that your adrenal glands are being hyperly stimulated over and over and over and over again. You're probably experiencing adrenal fatigue. All of these things are screwing you up because you don't have knowledge or awareness that taking in that much caffeine is bad for your body. Well, the same thing is true for the market cycle. You could completely have no knowledge of the market cycle, and you'll end up selling bottoms and buying tops. And you won't even realize that it's bad for you until all of a sudden you don't have money. And you're like, well, where'd all my money go? I bought the top or I sold the bottom. Well, it's because you don't have awareness or knowledge of the cycle, so you're being subjected to the consequences of being caught up in the cycle. The same is true for your body, for your health. If you don't know something's bad for you and you keep doing it, you're subjecting yourself to the consequences of it without having a knowledge of the cause, right? So the cause of failing as an investor is lack of knowledge, specifically lack of knowledge of the market cycle. So that lack of knowledge makes it so you're subjected to the cycle, so you get caught up buying tops, selling bottoms, and you end up being that 90% of people that are doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Okay? Instead, you want to be that 10% of people that are doing the right thing at the right time. That comes through knowledge of the market cycle. So yeah, this is Theta coin. I know those are kind of conceptual things, but those concepts are principles that can be applied to investing. So even though it kind of seems like a crazy out there principle, it's really not. It's basically that everything in life has a cause. There's a cause for every effect. So if the effect is that you're getting caught up in the cycle, you're buying tops, you're selling bottoms, if that's the effect, then the underlying cause for that was a lack of understanding the market cycle, right? Same is true for, if you're drinking too much caffeine, the effect of that is that you're not going to feel like you have energy. But the underlying cause, the root cause, is drinking too much caffeine. But if you lack an understanding of that, you're just going to really not understand what's happening and not know why you feel the way that you do. So yeah, that's absolutely true for investing, absolutely true for trading these markets. If you don't understand the cycle, you're going to be subjected to it. you're going to buy tops, you're going to sell bottoms. So yeah, Theta coin looks really, really good, you guys. We are breaking out in volume. Like I said, we do have 5 waves up and ABC correction down. This looks like it's going to start to probably take off here over the next couple months. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see price go up in between wave A and wave B and really start to go up into these areas right here. Okay. So that's like $5, $6, $8, $9. We're only worth $3. So we're talking about 200% potential gains just to wave A and wave B up in that zone. So yeah, Theta coin looks super bullish. Hope you guys learned something. Yeah, that's my views on Theta. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I hope you learned something and found it valuable. If you did, please do me a favor and hit that like button or subscribing to this channel for more content. And I will see you guys in future videos. As always, stay profitable out there.